Meeting the fullness of Christ is by far the most powerful experience of my life. It allowed me to let go of all pain, trauma, and it awakened a supreme love, forgiveness, compassion, and gratitude for the person who hurt me the most. But it took me 30 years of being a Christian for me to meet the fullness of Christ. And really, it took a spiritual journey for me to really realize the fullest reaches of what repentance means, which is a total worldview reversal, no longer seeing yourself as the worldly sense of self and understanding that you are an individual expression of spirit having a human experience. In the early stages of my spiritual journey, I needed to soften my rigid, dogmatic, religious belief. And for me, that started with contemplating the moral intelligibility of an everlasting hell. If you really sit with that, you really contemplate finite sin demanding infinite punishment, it doesn't make any sense. The Christian fallback is always, well, God's ways are higher than mine. It's his rules, not my rules. We have a moral intuition that can lead us to what is right. Everlasting separation from all love, joy, and peace is not right. The other thing I needed to contemplate was the shadow side of Yahweh. It's not very often that you're sitting in church as a Christian and you're listening to the pastor preach and praise the wrath, the vengeance, the jealousy of Yahweh, teaching the genocidal commands to utterly annihilate every man, woman, child, and infant. There's not Christian devotionals praising the wrath of Yahweh, and yet we're called to worship and submit to Yahweh with all of our being. And so there shouldn't be any question. It should just be praise all of who God is. And if you take the literal approach to the Bible, Jesus is the Father, is Yahweh. You love and worship all of this. And if you really take that contemplation, you can't reconcile the character of Jesus to the character of Yahweh. For me, this was the necessary first step of discovering the fullness of Christ, softening the Christian religious belief in order to seek truth on the path of unconditional love with no bias. So it's really hard, almost impossible, to free yourself from all bias. But when you do soften that religious dogmatic belief and you take the path of unconditional love, the path of loving others as your own self, that takes you straight to the fullness of Christ.